What is going on, you savages? Welcome back to some more King of Fighters. God damn it. And boys, they trying to kill me. Like, after the last video, I told you guys I wanted to talk about Kill because I've had a lot of you guys hit me up over the past week, right? Asking, yo, broski, you said you were waiting on this guy to come to the game. Why have you not made a video on him just yet? Is he just not worth it for you? Do you not need him? What's the reason? And the reason is very simple. I'm hella salty. Okay, so after missing out on Terry, I was really hoping that the next banner character was going to be like Ash or Mukai, which Mukai is now here, which we'll talk about in a sec, because I wanted to make sure that I had 27,000 rubies on deck, because I know with my luck, I'm probably going to have to go to the end of the banner to lock down Kyo, because I think Kyo is worth it. He's one of the best balanced units in the game, right? And even though my roster is pretty nice, like I'm not in desperate need of balance types because I have Orochi, even though he's incomplete. I don't have his battle card yet, but eventually I will be able to get a battle card for him from episode 1, and I do have my main man Kazuya, right? So even though Kyo is a balance type, I don't necessarily need him. And same goes for red units. You know what I'm saying? I still love my Mai, you know what I'm saying? Maizy, right? That's the waifu for life. And then I still have my main man, Geese, right? So I don't necessarily need a red unit. If anything, what I need the most is a green, like a solid green to go along with Paul and Green Jin, or a blue. And the blue that I wanted more than any other blue in this game is Zero. And I don't know if his banner is going to come back anytime soon. So I was toying with the idea of possibly letting this banner for Kyo pass me by and catching it on the second come around. Even though it's really tempting and I'm close. Like I've been grinding like crazy, stockpiling rubies. Like when this banner first came around, I think I was at like maybe 13,000, right? So over the past couple days, I've just been milking everything I can for rubies, trying to see if I could get there possibly before the last day. And then if, like, you know what I'm saying, I make a decision, I'll go in because I think he's definitely worth it. So if you're a fan of Kyo, this is the best version, man. Like he's an absolute monster, right? His leadership is okay, but his cores are actually pretty awesome, right? 60% freeze duration decrease, so he's basically a soft counter for Kula, which gets used in PvP literally all the time, especially the Halloween Kula. And then we have Deep Wound, right? His core here is actually really good. Applies Eternal Flame to target for 5 seconds upon landing a critical hit. Deals burn damage equal to 30% of attack every 1 second and decreases their critical rate by 80% and their defense by 30%. He's absolutely busted, okay? Basically, he just lights their ass up. They can't do any kind of significant damage to him because their crit just gets lowered insanely, right? And then their defense gets lower because they're basically burning to death. That deep wound is no joke. These are some very good cores. And at the bottom here, abnormal status resistance, 40% petrified duration decrease. He's basically built for PvP because he has the stun decrease and the petrify decrease. Mukai is coming in with the petrify right now. People like Lady Chang, stuns, right? Yeah, he's basically a PvP and PV. Like he's basically a jack of all trades. Like he really is an amazing balance unit. I can't say enough about him, right? And you have a massive attack buff here on the 1 skill or the first active, 28% for 7 seconds. Cooldown is a little bit long. Ideally, I want that to be 10 seconds, but with 2 of those Maxima cards on him, you can get that down quite nicely. And then we have super armor here, plus he increases his power charge rate by 70% and decreases the enemy's power charge rate. That's, man, that's so good. That's so good. Plus he increases his critical rate by 18% for 5 seconds. And down here, applies Eternal Flame to target for 6 seconds. All enemies deal burn damage equal to 30% of attack every 1 second. And decrease. Okay, so basically his core effect is what he activates when he's a support striker. That's really good, man. Let's take a look at his skills. Honestly, I've been dodging this page like the plague just because I know just seeing him, right, is gonna make me want to summon. You know what I'm saying? This music is just so lit. Like, and he's so much faster. Like, I tried playing with him in time attack to see if I really want to let him go. Man, he attacks so much faster. Oh my gosh. Like, he really feels complete. Just like Terry, he really feels like the ultimate version. That grab at the end is really, really dope. I really like that upper too. Love that. Basically everything just sets them up. Let's see this. Jeez. Boys, why you guys do? Why you gotta do this to me, man? Okay, I would have liked to see what he was actually doing. I don't like the whole like black screen and then like, you know, I get what they're trying to go for, but yeah, I would have liked to see him like actually attacking. It is what it is. Like overall, I think he's a fantastic unit, and I am going to try my best to come up with a 27,000, and then it's gonna be decision time. It's gonna be crunch time because this man is actually here right now, and I have a need for him. Not because I like him, because I like Mukai, right? But I don't like him nearly as much as I like Xiii. However, if you take a look at my roster, and I always tell you guys, 2 reasons to summon in this game: love or need. For me, it really comes down to whether or not the need is gonna like outweigh my love for Xiii. Because if you take a look at my roster here, basically none of my level 90s are attack blues, right? So because of that, there is a massive gap in my roster. Like, yeah, I have blue Jin, but he's a defense type, right? So yeah, I might skip Xiii and go for Mukai. Never thought that would be the day. I did not think they would be releasing this many OP banner characters, like fest characters, back to back. But it looks like I might actually be going after Mukai. The worst part is if I go after Mukai and he takes everything from me, I'm gonna be so mad if they actually release Nameless right after. I don't care if they release Ash next, even though I believe Ash is a green and I could use a green, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a need for Mukai. I have a need for Ash just because there's kind of a hole there for a green unit for me. I don't necessarily have a need for a purple, right? I have Orochi. I have Heihachi. He's not the greatest, but he can put in work. I would like Nameless though to round out my squad. But man, it's tough. It's tough. I really think they should space out these banner characters a little bit more. Like, I know they have to really, they don't have to, but like I know they try to bring in something new every week, and that's just their little schedule or whatever. But I think they should space out these characters a little bit better. Now, for his leadership, I don't really care too much for it. Like the HP, it's kind of whatever. Active skill damage is nice, but it's kind of a whatever leadership to me. Take a look at his cores here. So we have the freeze duration decrease again to counter Kula because she's very prominent. The Halloween Kula is very, very prominent in PvP. And then we have increased blast skill damage and increased active skill damage by 17% when HP is 50% or more. So higher your HP, the more damage you're gonna do. Decreases damage received by 10% when HP is 49% or lower. That's pretty cool, right? So once he starts taking a beating, it gets a little bit harder to get rid of. 50% chance to petrify enemy for 1.4 seconds when attacked, 12-second cooldown. That's good. It's kind of like what happens when you attack Kula. or what's his name? How dare I forget? My main man, Zero. Right, when you're attacking Zero in PvP, sometimes you just randomly see you get stunned. It's the same thing. Same thing with Kula. When you hit her, boom, you get stunned. Right, or sorry, you get frozen. Right, so he has that same thing too. So he's basically like built for PvP, and you can see right here he has that. I don't know why he's not immune to Petrify, but whatever. And he has a 40% stun duration and attack buff at the end there, and increased penetration right here. Not bad. Very good set of cores. Very good set of cores. That's actually really cool that while he's just like chilling, he actually turns. Like, let's see if we can wait for it. There you go. That's cool. That's way cool. Now he has an attack buff here on the first active. It's a little bit weaker than Kyo, but it lasts longer. I believe 7 seconds for Kyo, 10 seconds for him. And with a Maxima card or two on this guy, you can keep this up basically all the time, which is really, really good. All right, it's probably what's going to be like. I believe the most you can get off of that is like 1.2 seconds. So you might be able to keep it up all the time. And then he gains Hyper Armor, which is a super armor and damage immunity. I guess that's what they're calling it now. And that's why your character starts glowing with that rainbow thing, which is actually really, really cool. And it's nice because you can identify it like apart from super armor, and when characters have like this damage immunity and no super armor. Anyways, then we have the Petrify here. So he has an offensive Petrify skill, and he has a defensive one that kicks in when he's getting attacked. So that's actually really, really good. All right, and then we have Petrify right here as his supporting skill. Not bad, not bad. Thing is, I like Zero more than him. So if I was gonna get an attack blue that basically does the same thing as Zero, I would rather it be Zero, or even the Lady Zero that they're probably gonna bring in, because I seen her. I don't like the first part of this skill. I like the range, but I don't like the fact he's throwing a rock. But I do like that pillar that comes out of the ground. Looks way cool. And you can just basically do a forward dash and just start comboing into them. That's really, really good. Let's see. That's good. That's actually really good. Especially since you have the hyper armor. Yeah, you can just kick them up in the air, do a forward dash, and then start comboing with some basics. Probably just throw a rock at them while they're floating away from you, and then push them back in the air, forward dash on them again. Yeah, I could definitely see some sick combos with this guy. Alright. I wonder how far. Okay, let me see something. Okay, so we're far away for this one. Oh no, they put you close. I wanted to see how far he would go for this attack, if you have to be super close or not. Like, this is the one with the Petrify, right? So it's gonna be a good skill, but I just want to know like what's the radius on it. Like, do you have to be super close, or is it like one of Orochi's skills where he will teleport in front of you and just petrify you, you know? Let's see the finisher. The slow startup time, I'm not a fan of it, but it's an iframe, so it's fine. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to rush them. Sometimes it's very rare, but there's a couple characters that I've seen and played with personally where you can use their finisher, and because they're still in the air after the skill ends, you can, for him you can't do it. Some of them, not some of them, like a few of them, you can just forward dash and catch them even after using a finisher, which is very, very rare in this game. They try to make it so that that is not something you can do. Alright, let's see this Shikai. That actually looks pretty cool. It's funny, the name. I see Shikai and I'm thinking of Bleach, but yeah, actually that's actually a pretty cool skill. I don't know if I'm gonna summon for Mukai. It really comes down to one, when I get my rubies up, because I have a longer time to decide. 20 days, right? For Kyo, only 6, so I have to really make a decision quick time. I don't want to let him pass because I just let Terry pass, but I don't necessarily need him. I need a blue attack way more than I need another red or another balance unit. And overall, just balancing up my roster is one of the most important things to me, because whenever we get new content, see, like for example, if I let Orochi pass me by, I would have actually been struggling a lot more in the EQ right now. Whereas right now, even though he's incomplete, I can still use him to farm the buffs. So it's nice to have a variety of characters in your roster. Sometimes you have to, like, I guess, put your feelings aside and move off a strategy and just know that these characters will at some point come back. So if you don't get them on the first run, if you don't need them, it's not the end of the world. You can get them on the second run. Trust me, they're gonna want to make their bag. So these characters are gonna be coming back for a, for a good little while. It's not like collabs, right? And I think after Mukai is probably gonna be Ash, or maybe we'll get that Samurai Shodown collab. I don't know, but either way, I'm undecided, guys. Let me know what you are going to do. For me, I think it's a tough decision. It's a tough place to be in, but I think you guys should move off of strategy instead of emotion, and I think that's where I'm leaning heavily towards. Unfortunately, skipping over two of the characters that I really love to go for one that I kind of just like. It feels wrong, but I have plenty of other versions of Kyo in my roster, right? And I will get them all to 90. So you can see I have two of them at 90 already. I have the 95 and the 96, and I have a 98 in here, right? Or 99, I don't remember which one. I have a 97 too. Like, I'm gonna get all of them to 90 because I just love the guy that much, right? So I can play with those for a little while until this banner comes back, and just cover my bases on the off chance that they release a piece of content that requires me to have a really powerful blue attack unit. It's sad because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, Zero's banner, was it a 30 multi banner the first time it came around? I'm pretty sure it was a 20 multi banner. Like, I was fairly new when it came out, so I didn't really pay attention to like how many multis you had to do to get the mercy, but I think it was 20. And if that's the case, it may be better for me to wait and skip over Mukai, because on the off chance that Zero comes back in the next couple months, I would save myself a whole lot of rubies, because it would be a lot cheaper to go to the end of that banner and pick up Zero through a selector. But if it's 30 multis either way, still would be dope to get Zero, don't get it wrong, but I don't know when he's gonna come back. So, tough spot to be in, man. Anyways, ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. What are you gonna do? And if you've already started, let me know if you got my main man, Kyo, or if you decided you're gonna go with Mukai, or wait for Nameless and Ash. It's crazy, man. And yeah, till next time, stay safe. I love you guys, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.